Hello everyone and welcome to another Tinfoil Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good week so far. Today we have all sorts of conspiracy nonsense for us to take a look at. I'm excited. Of course, we're going to play Conspiracy Bingo, so get your cards ready if you'd like. I don't know how long this stream is going to go. I'll try and go as long as I can. I'm still not doing well. I lost another 2 pounds over the last couple days. I'm still not really able to eat. So I might only be able to go like 2 hours today, but I'm going to try to do my best to go as long as I can. So I don't believe in prayer, but maybe think about me because I'm really not doing good. Anyway, if you want to help support the stream, you can always gift subs or memberships. You can always use bits or tips. Thanks, everyone. So let's see what we're going to start with. Oh, I have a bunch of stuff in chat I need to do. Bumble Homestead, thanks for gifting a sub to Carpcosian. Phoenix2250, thanks for a 7-stream streak, says lucky number 7, I'll try and keep this streak going. Bittergrin, thanks for a 360 stream streak, that's crazy. Nemesaur, thanks for a 150 stream streak, and that catches us up. Let's start with Bob, shall we? Let me turn this music off. Great editing.
Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me! Don't touch me!
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I torment you. What is your first name?
Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
Hey.
Hi.
Says Morgan is 26 and single. She was displaced by Hurricane Harvey and is unemployed. Growing up, she was tormented by bullying and attempted suicide twice. She was R-worded at 21 and has suffered financial and relationship setbacks. Her family, although Christian, has Creole ancestors on both sides. Once again, Bob blaming people's backgrounds and their family not being white for their demons.
About you, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Right? Single or married?
I'm
Never been married?
I was engaged, but it didn't work.
There's something back there that just keeps coming after you. Now, sometimes people say to me, how do you know if it's a curse? Well, bad things happen to good people. We live in a world in which it just happens. But when a whole lot of bad things keep happening, that's just not statistically possible that many bad things happens to a good person. So often that means there's a curse behind it, making the bad things more frequent and worse. It sounds like to me there's something generational that's been passed down to you that's trying to destroy you. Do you have any family members you know of involved in witchcraft?
Well, I am Creole on both sides.
Well, that'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, Bob.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just start right there. Say the name.
Just a peach with $3 says cheese money. Thanks. I have money for food. It's not a money thing. I just haven't been able to eat. My anxiety's been so bad. I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. It's not good. I really should have saved my trip to the mental hospital for now, because holy shit.
In the name of Jesus,
In the name of Jesus,
I go back
I go back.
to my Creole family and ancestors.
Like, I slept all day today. The only time I feel okay is when I sleep, so I've been sleeping like 12 hours a night, and then I'm napping all day as much as I can. It's not good. I'm really not doing good.
Creole family and ancestors.
To any voodoo,
To any voodoo
witchcraft.
and witchcraft.
I break the curse
I broke the curse
of that witchcraft.
of that witchcraft.
Every animal sacrificed.
That's what triggers her. Okay.
Every animal sacrifice.
Is Bob a priest who got on in the Exorcist grift, or is he just some dude? He's just some dude. He just dresses like he's a priest sometimes.
You saw that, didn't you?
felt that. They said gonna cut it, because I don't do voodoo.
Well, they did.
Yeah,
So I break the curse.
I break the curse
Of every animal sacrifice.
of every animal sacrifice,
Of every blood covenant.
of every blood covenant,
Of every spirit.
of every...
Voodoo.
Dare you? How dare you? Let me go!
Are you the spirit of the water?
It's not your concern.
I'm going to ask you one last time. Are you the spirit of the water?
Yes!
This is my demon voice!
Do you know what I do to mermaid spirits?
She's a mermaid spirit!
You know what I do? I take a sword.
Wait, mermaids are real? Bob thinks mermaids are real? Sorry, my brain had to buffer for a second to fully to fully absorb that. Bob believes mermaids are real. Okay. You know, it's not crazier than the rest of what he believes. It is more interesting, though.
I cut off their tail.
No, don't cut off the mermaid's tail, you sick bitch! My power. That's a good... Okay, that's good improv. See, we're building the lore, just like in the conversation. Apparently the mermaid tail contains the mermaid's power. What power that is beyond luring sailors to their death, I don't know. Apparently the tail is what was appealing. Weird.
How many generations? How many generations?
Bittergrin
Say,
says,
I'm Morgan.
this is the second time this week I've run into demonic mermaids. Weird. Where else did you run into that?
I'm Morgan.
Break this curse of voodoo.
Break this curse of voodoo.
Going back 1,000 generations.
Going back 1,000 generations.
And I renounce
And I renounce
the spirit of the waters.
the spirit of the waters,
The mermaid spirit
the mermaid spirit
that they worshipped.
that they worshiped.
Get up, spirit of voodoo. Get up, mermaid spirit. Who's with you? Tell me who
Let me guess, is it Jezebel? Is it Jezebel?
is with you. Who's important to know? Who? Do I need to torment you? Who's with you?
No, you'll kill us.
You. Nothing compared to what I'll do. Who's with you? Baphomet's with you.
Isis.
Isis and Baphomet. That would make
Osiris.
Osiris.
She said it wrong. The demon can't even say Osiris correctly. She said Osirius.
Jezebel.
More powerful than Jezebel. Who you think she worshipped?
Do mermaids have anything to do with voodoo? Not that I'm aware, but I'm not very educated on voodoo, so I can't really speak to that.
She worshipped Isis.
Well, Isis, no wonder it's 1,000 generations. We're back to Egypt. Boy, you've done a lot of damage for a long time. It's going
1,000 generations is more than ancient Egypt. 1,000 generations would be like 20,000 years.
to end. Oh, yes. Do you have a legal authority? Does this woman want you?
No. Unfortunately.
She's broken the curse. Do you have legal authority?
Yes.
What? What's the legal authority?
Rape. Incest. And I wrapped away all the money.
You're going to lift that curse, Isis.
No, I won't.
Give me my sword. Repeat after me. We the people of God agree.
Bob, with the help of the audience, binds Isis and Baphomet to the demon's mermaid, Spirit of the water. Oh, there's audience participation. That's nice. Murder, witchcraft, voodoo, and black magic. Jezebel is also present because of the R word. He then forces the demons to lift the curses of R word and incest and the generational curses of murder, witchcraft, voodoo on Morgan.
Obey the man of God. Obey us. Let this woman go. I pronounce the judgment of God on you 7 times greater than all the 1,000 generations of Egyptian black magic. Feel it now!
How did we go from Creole to Egyptian?
Get up, Baphomet.
Baphomet.
Well, I'm using the French. Say, I Baphomet.
I Baphomet.
I Baphomet.
Oh, he's really gonna be a stickler on the pronunciation of this.
Say it, I Baphomet.
Say it. Baphomet.
With all my kingdom.
With all my kingdom.
Go.
Go.
Now. Now.
Say it.
Now.
I'll go to the now, but I will not go there.
You said I will go now. Say 2. Say 2. 2. Say 2. Say it. 2. Lord, send angels to smite this thing and torment it. Torment it. Torment it. Say 2. Say 2.
Oh, of course it's racist. Bob's always incredibly racist with his stuff. It's crazy.
Say 2. The. Say the. Pit. Say pit.
No!
Say pit.
No!
Say pit.
No!
I command you to say pit. Say pit.
Say it.
Say pit. Say pit.
Shut up!
Say pit.
Pit.
Come on, in the name of Jesus. Tell us where to go. Come on. Go. Go.
Throat's gonna hurt so bad later. Have you guys ever screamed as loud as you can? It really hurts your throat. Like, if you really go for it, it tears that shit up. It is not good for you.
Go, Bethany.
Does he find these people on Fiverr? See, some of them I think are actors, some of them aren't. Some of them I think are genuine believers who are sucked into the psychodrama and are unwilling stooges, basically. I think to some, like, this kind of thing happens all the time in certain kinds of churches where people, like, speak in tongues and stuff. I feel like this is just an extreme version of this, where they have something inside of them and they're play acting as a demon, as a stand-in for their issues, and they don't realize they're doing it. I know that sounds like a lot, but, like, it seems like that's gotta happen sometimes, right? There's no way he's getting this many actors at every stop he goes to.
Thank the Lord. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, with the peace of God, the presence of Christ, the comfort of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Who did this for you?
Jesus.
Who gets the glory?
Ryan says, go Baphomet, it's your birthday, go Baphomet.
Jesus.
Who sets us free?
Jesus.
How can you tell if they're actors or not? You just kind of got to vibe it out, I guess. I don't have, like, secure evidence. You just kind of have to listen and see if it sounds genuine or not. I'm sure I'm wrong sometimes.
The International School
Terrible. Oh, you want to go to learn to be an
of
exorcist?
Exorcism, an online Bible college of spiritual warfare. The history of exorcism, healing, deliverance, and spiritual warfare, and the practical aspects of
Grifting on the bingo card?
breaking curses, pulling down spiritual strongholds, and removing the legal rights of Satan. Set yourself
The legal rights of Satan. Didn't know there was so much legal stuff going on. I'm not gonna read that green guy, that's vulgar. Atlantis on the bingo card.
We've all heard of
Diogenes, thanks for 21 months, says happy subversary, hope all is well. I'm really anxious, but things could be worse, I guess. Thank you.
Alfred Wegener's 1912 theory of Pangea, or continental drift, which, though rejected by the scientific community until the 1950s, is now the basis of the theory of plate tectonics. We've also all played square pegs as a child, where we found out the hard way, although a diamond is pretty close to a square, a diamond is not a square. The same problem arises when we look at Pangea.
Oh no, he's disputing plate tectonics. G-Tara, thanks for 49 months, says praise Paul, almost on a hype train.
That is close, but that is not a perfect fit.
Okay, but erosion happens over millions and millions of years. It doesn't have to be a perfect fit for you to understand that the landmass was slightly different back then. It's not that the continents as they exist now were together. It's the continents as they existed millions of years ago were together. Then erosion happens, and I'm sure other factors that go into shaping the coastlines of these continents. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs, getting us to our monthly sub goal. Thank you so much. Appreciate ya. 21% to level 4.
But when we start to look under the Atlantis, or Atlantic Ocean, at the shapes of the
Incorrect word origin is evidence on the bingo card?
Challenger Ridge, Connecting Ridge, and Dolphin Ridge.
The Darling Dandy with a $10 super chat says, my anxiety prescription was upped and has been making my depression much worse lately. I know apologies don't really help, but know we're right beside you fighting like hell. You're important and appreciated. Thanks.
A remarkable thing happens.
I would disagree, Magos. Just because they have a similar root word doesn't mean that the Atlantic Ocean is named after Atlantis, which is what he is implying. So they might have the same root word, but they are not interrelated in the way he is implying. Sweet Lily Love with 100 bits says, you're loved and we care about you, Hannah. Thanks. I've just made a lot of mistakes in my life. And I can't undo them. And I don't really know what to do with that or how to move forward, so I'm struggling.
While historians and archaeologists carry on pretending that Atlantis was just a worldwide mythological place or legend, it doesn't take more.
What do you mean worldwide? It didn't spread until much later when classical texts became re-unearthed and, like, popularized later.
Than a quick comparison of
Like,
Plato's
people in China contemporaneously to Plato weren't talking about Atlantis.
Atlantis, brought down by Solon, and this sunken landmass in the Atlantic Ocean to question why they can't see the blaringly obvious. In Solon's account of the Atlantic island, it was first settled by a godlike man named Poseidon. We call him the god of the sea, but never question why he is always depicted holding a trident or a farming pitchfork, or why he's riding horses instead of...
The trident is like, you use it to fish, right? It's a symbol of the sea. He's the god of the sea.
Dolphins. Solon claimed that a great nation power came forth
Bittergrin with 100 bits says Atlantis wasn't even a myth. It was created by Plato for a fictional story about morals. It was never meant to be any more real than Narnia.
out of the
You telling me you don't believe in Narnia?
Atlantic
I've been
Ocean,
wasting all this time checking the back of every wardrobe? This is bullshit.
and that
Minute and a half left on the hype train.
back in those days, the Atlantic was still navigable by ship, hinting that in his time it was not, and that there was an island situated in front of the straits called the Pillars of Heracles, which we now call the Straits of Gibraltar. This island was larger than Libya and Asia put together. It was the way to other islands, and from the islands you might pass through the whole of the opposite continent which surrounded the true ocean, claiming the Mediterranean Sea within the Strait of Heracles is only a harbor, having a narrow entrance, but the other is a real sea.
Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and getting us over level 4 of the hype train.
The surrounding land may be most truly called a continent, showing Solon had knowledge of the Americas on the other side of the Atlantic already in 630 BC.
No.
Solon claimed the Atlantean Empire not only ruled its own island continent, but also as far as Libya, Europe, Egypt, and Tyrrhenia, which is central Italy. Pretty specific geography for a myth.
People write stories with specifics in it all the time. Have you ever read a story? What are you talking about? Does this guy think The Lord of the Rings is real because J.R.R. Tolkien went crazy with the backstory? Bumble Homestead says, the never question thing is so stupid. In my experience, the only thing anthropologists and historians do is question things. Yeah, of course.
And on the side
Did I see the pro se litigation coach busted for squatting in a $2.3 million home? I didn't.
toward the sea, and in the center of the whole island, there was a plain which is said to have been the fairest of all plains, very fertile, just as we see sunken beneath the ocean today. Solon described the plain. It was rectangular, and for the most part straight and oblong.
So you found a piece of the ocean floor that is relatively flat, and you've decided that that's the place from the myth or from the story. Okay.
And what it wanted of the straight line followed the line of the circular ditch. The depth and width and length of this ditch were incredible, and gave the impression that such a work, in addition to so many other works, could hardly have been wrought by the hand of man. It received the streams which came down from the mountains from above, meaning from the north, and straight canals were cut into the plain, and by them they brought down the wood from the mountains to the city. The whole country was described as being very lofty and precipitous on the sides of the sea, but the country immediately about and surrounding the city was a level plain, itself surrounded by mountains which descended toward the sea. Atlantis is smooth and even, but of an oblong shape, and the whole region of the island to the south is sheltered from the northern mountains. And in the center of the capital island, there was a race course of a stadium in width and length, allowed to extend all around the island for horses to race in.
Wait, is he trying to relate it to Poseidon? Because he also is depicted with horses, and I think Amber pointed out that he created horses in the myth. People used horses. People used horses. That's not specific to Poseidon.
But afterward, there occurred violent earthquakes and floods.
He thinks Poseidon was real, but he thinks he was a man, I think.
And in a single day and night of rain,
Minute left on the hype train.
all your warlike men in a body sunk into the earth, and the island of Atlantis in a like manner disappeared and was sunk beneath the sea. And that is the reason why the sea in those parts was so impassable and impenetrable in Solon's time, because there was such a quantity of shallow mud in the way, and this was caused by the subsidence of the island. Back in 2011, researchers believe they found the lost city of Atlantis in the mud flats of Alicante,
I don't think they did.
southern Spain.
Jesus Christ.
Missed it by that much.
A dozen PhDs and $2 million in research
Oh,
grants
what's important is he's made himself feel smarter than all of them, and that's the real goal here.
between you, and not one of you morons bothered to read the source of the legend or read Donnelly's Atlantis? No, by all means, let us do it for you, for free.
This guy's a dick.
The truth is, by the 1880s, deep-sea sonar had already been taken of the Atlantis ocean floor by the U.S. Dolphin, German Gazelle, and British Hydra, Porcupine, and Challenger, resulting in the revelation of a great elevation, reaching from a point on the coast of the British Islands southwardly to the coast of South America at Cape Orange, and then east to Africa. Just as Solon said, due west of the Straits of Gibraltar or Heracles, we find the last remnants of Atlantis today, the Azores Islands, which are the very tops of the sunken northern Atlantis Mountains described by Solon on what is known now as Dolphin Ridge, aka Atlantis. Solon
Dillis Filler with 7 stream streak says, boy, I sure hope no one's gonna completely misunderstand old artifacts today.
described the white, black, and red stones they quarried and built with, and those same red and white stones are still found on the black lava rocks of the Azores to this
1 sec, I gotta respond to a text, I'm sorry.
day. The powers that be have known about Atlantis for at least 140 years, but have been keeping it a secret
Why? Why would anyone keep that a secret? That would be an incredible discovery if it was real.
from the general public. Stay tuned for part 2 when we discuss why.
Oh god, there's a part 2! We'll hold off on part 2 for another time, because I think it's quite a bit longer. Sorry, I gotta respond to this text again. Let's see what's next. Oh, we should probably fill out the bingo card real quick. Ancient Wisdom for the Atlantis stuff. Atlantis for the Atlantis stuff, obviously. What did we have in the first video? What was the first video? Bob, shilling scamming. I think that's it as of right now. Oh, we had incorrect word origin. Let me get that. Oh, satanic for Bob, sure. Incorrect word origin is evidence.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about mass production, old world style, and a focus is going to be on the Crystal Palace of London because there's been some new revelations come out about the Crystal Palace and its construction. So I thought it was really interesting and I'm going to share it with you guys. So let's get into it. Now, the Crystal Palace of London was a very impressive structure, and we're told that it initially was located in central London, but then it was eventually moved to a different part of London. And there are some really pretty amazing stories behind how it was moved, how quickly it was moved, how quickly it was actually reconstructed. So we're going to dig into that because it's really a fascinating subject with regards to some newer information. But we're told that the firm that dismantled the original Crystal Palace after the 1851 Great Exhibition was Fox and Henderson, and the amount of material that we're told that was transported over a really short period of time, relatively anyway, 21 days, using 300 carts and horses, but they transported 17 to 18,000 tons of iron, glass, and other materials. So
is this whole thing just going to be, no, I think that's too much. I don't believe they could have done that.
Quite the trek.
It's just argument from incredulity for a lot of the Tartaria stuff.
Trek over 20 miles by road. So that in and of itself, very impressive. But also,
okay, he said it's impressive, so he believes it.
The glass, which I believe they estimate to have been about 400 tons of that 17 to 18,000 tons. But they transported almost 300,000 panes of glass. And this glass, it wasn't even an inch thick. It was 1/16 of an inch. So just very impressive feat, just transporting all this. Nevertheless, the big focus of this video is when they actually transported it, according to the official history. We're told they...
Stephen J. Neptune Man says, I prefer hearing the history of the lost city of Atlanta. I can't play this. This is Futurama. That is owned by Disney. Zero chance I can play even a second of that.
constructed it in a grander fashion in 190 days. And even the mainstream was wondering, how did they do it so quick? So back in 2024, there's been some studies that have come to the conclusion that it's due to mass production. And we're going to get into that. But I should just mention, just like a lot of these crystal palaces, after it was moved to its new location, it burns down by unknown causes as far as what caused the fire to break out. But in 1936, it burns to the ground, unfortunately. And I believe the only remnants of the fire was this one water tower, which gets demolished. It's no longer around. And this is just some of the ruins of the Crystal Palace from the 1950s. Again, not much left, but the actual mystery of how it was built so fast, turns out standard screws cracked a 173-year-old architectural mystery. Because again, how was it built in just 190 days? So historians and researchers,
with lots of workers, again, the incredulity. Hydrate.
Have finally solved this long-standing mystery behind one of Victorian England's iconic architectural wonders. The answer: simple, standardized nuts and bolts. So your standard nuts and bolts. Who knew? The Crystal Palace, turns out it was the first building to utilize this Whitworth standardized screw thread. So this structure was using what eventually...
I can't imagine how frustrating it must have been historically working with screws that, like, weren't uniform. How did that work? Was every screw just a nightmare?
became known as...
History's awful.
the British Standard Whitworth, or BSW, in 1905. But it was the first building to actually use this standardized screw thread back in 1851. So 50 years before this standardized screw thread became the standard, it was being used at the Crystal Palace in 1851. And that is pretty fascinating because, again, they didn't find this out until 2024, that this structure was using this standardized screw thread. So really interesting to me. And it's estimated that there would have been around 25 to 30,000 pairs of these nuts and bolts using the standardized screw thread. So, and we're going to get into it.
Profane Priestess says, I always say that to people who pine for the past fucking sucked shit. So does the present and the future, in fairness. So, it's just kind of shit all around.
Like, why is that so odd? Because again, we're told that there wasn't a lot of standardization in the 1800s with respect to some of these construction materials. So just interesting. But of all the Crystal Palace buildings that are left, only the base and foundations of the South Water Tower exist, which dates from when the Crystal Palace was rebuilt. So that still visibly exists. So they actually had traces of some of these columns, and they found some of these nuts and bolts. So they measured the...
Vinegrin says, personally, I refuse to time travel to any point in time before 2-ply toilet paper.
Screw threads. And
smart.
They could tell that it matched up with this standardized screw thread that was implemented in 1905. So just really interesting. Researchers discovered the use of the Whitworth screw thread at the site in Sydenham, both in the remains of the building in the nearby South Water Tower that was designed by Islamabad Kingdom Brunel. And prior to the Whitworth innovation, no two screws across different manufacturers had the same thread, we're told. So what stuck out to me is the forms of screw threads used in the Crystal Palace buildings have not been recorded in any of the surviving drawings. And furthermore, none of the rare existing bolt threads have been measured, recorded, and published until 2024. So it speaks to the fact that there was probably way more standardization in these old world structures. And it's something a lot of us have probably already suspected, but I think this is what this is showing. And just some random images of the water tower associated with the Crystal Palace. And this is the figure who constructed that water tower, we're told. But just an interesting bit
Would someone mind kindly gifting my wife a sub?
of information that's come
Dr.
out
Baha.
about the Crystal Palace is the use of these standardized screw threads that were mass produced 5 decades or so before it even becomes a standard. So really interesting to me. And yeah, these Crystal Palaces, a lot of them, of course, they end up being destroyed by fire, but a lot of them take on the shape of ecclesiastical structures in architecture, like the Crystal Palace in New York. It had this Greek cross plan, and also the Garden Palace in Sydney, Australia, which was inspired by the Crystal Palace, which also just gets destroyed by fire. But it was designed with a cathedral-like cruciform, cross-shaped structure. So a lot of these Crystal Palaces, very interesting. Most are destroyed by fire, and just even their shape possibly leads down different rabbit holes. So I kind of just wanted to share some of these thoughts and this new information on the Crystal Palace. And I think I will pretty much leave it here. But yeah, not much left of the Garden Palace from Sydney, Australia. Just these gates, basically, and some molten glass. But that's about all I got for you for today. I do want to give a big shout out
Its
to
whole point was, oh my gosh, they had standardized screws. Well, that's good. Oh boy. How to portal into your highest timeline in 2026.
We are about to portal into a new year.
A portal is a gateway into a new reality. There's a lot of collective energy around the portal of a new year.
The person that
I'm getting Nepo baby vibes of someone who's never had a real problem in their life.
I am, it's completely
Is
different
anyone else picking up on that vibe?
than who I once was because of all of this. We have the capability to rewire our brain. We're about to step into a big night of celebration. It is New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2025, and today is a portal day because we are about to portal into a new year. 2026 is upon us, and I have just portaled into one of my favorite places in the entire world.
Traveled. You mean traveled? It's not a portal. What?
world, Costa Rica. I adore this place. This is where I host my annual retreat, Awaken the Dream, which is coming up in a few days. But today is all about really walking into this new year with clarity and intention, and to use this opportunity to...
You ever notice that the people with the least experience of real life think they're super wise and know everything? What the fuck's up with that? Miss Quilanius, thanks for a 65 stream streak.
Portal into a new timeline, and that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So I'm here at Awake, which is a beautiful intentional community that I have visited several times in the past. I'm so excited to bring you on this journey today to show you what's going on here at Awake, what kind of people are being attracted here, what the frequency is like, what kind of workshops we're going to be getting into, and what this New Year's portal, this threshold of walking from 2025 into 2026, what it's like here at Awake, a community and intentional...
Is it bad that I hate all of these people?
...space that's being...
I've turned into such a bitter person.
...curated and designed.
I just hate every single one of these people.
...to really support people in this process and to
They all
so
seem like frivolous assholes with no problems.
So, as a community, to come together as a soul fam and to really expand into this new year together. So right now I'm on my way to a workshop that is, I think it was called Liminal Dance or something, and it's all about releasing this past year through movement. And I feel like this is really important before we portal into a new timeline, before we really claim a new intention. It's so important to do the work to actually...
Yeah, I heard Bavino got fired. Fuck him.
...release and to make...
And good. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but it's still good.
...space for that, and to clear energetically from our body anything that's no longer serving us. And that is a really important part of walking into this new year, is that I take some time to really like energetically release. Let's go.
Yep, you're in the
A
jungle.
liminal space is a transitional moment that we don't stay there. We just go through it, and it is completely necessary to go through it. But as I was saying, we usually forget about it or avoid it because it can be considered as a void, and the ego doesn't like to dwell in the void because it always is feeding from every other identification we take on. Get dirty, get muddy, get wild, get primal.
Black's Law Dictionary request. I'm gonna skip that. I don't feel like doing it right now, and I don't think cult doesn't. Well, maybe it does. I can't do it right now. I'm sorry. Keep the points and save them. Okay, I gotta move on to a different video. These people are annoying me so badly, I can't handle it. Okay.
In 2026, the extraterrestrials that are currently surrounding planet Earth have in their possession a devastating secret that can completely cripple and destroy the power of the elites, and they are poised.
That TV is way too high.
To give this knowledge and information directly to the average human. We are in a position where we can completely cripple, destroy, and eliminate the elites that are currently controlling this third dimensional matrix, and we can take it over and make it into whatever we want. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what extraterrestrials have revealed to me and what my experience has shown me, and I'm going to tell you exactly what this secret is and how you can get your hands on it. Let's go ahead and get started. So this 13,000-year-old secret gives anyone unlimited power in the astral realm.
Oh, just in the astral realm? That's one of my least favorite realms.
This is important to understand. We're going to get into this.
Did he say Matrix? Oh yeah, he did say Matrix. Matrix on the bingo card.
A little bit later, but the third dimensional matrix is a simulation. It's a video game. So wanting to have power in the third dimensional video game is like If you're
It's not a video game. That's so scary to me how people derealize. I've been there too. I've been delusional. Trust me, it's not very fun. It feels a little fun at the time, but like it's really bad for you.
walking around in your normal
When you don't see the real world as a real place with real consequences, it's bad for you because you need consequences and need to understand them. Otherwise, you go fucking crazy and do crazy shit. The world is real, as scary as that is.
3D world, and you have complete control over World of Warcraft. But when you click the game off, you have no control in your real life. That's what's going on with the elites. They're trying to get complete control over the video game, and they're completely misunderstanding where true power lies. So, the elites once had this power, but it was taken from them during the Atlantis disaster.
Wow, Atlantis coming up a lot today.
13,000 years ago. And this is well documented. 13,000 years ago, there was the Younger Dryas flood event. The flood event turns out to be a real thing. This is now all coming to light. You can see this. You can go and look at the pyramids and you can...
Have we talked about quantum immortality? Not really. It's never been a conspiracy theory that I've seen people talk about as much as just a weird quantum, like, physics allegory.
See that the Sphinx is much older than 4,000 years and has survived floods. And there's all kinds of other evidence. You can go out there and look at it. I'm not an expert in that field, but this much I know.
What field are you an expert in?
13,000 years ago, this knowledge of how to have unlimited power was taken away from the elites. That's part of what was going on and part of what the flood did.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of Elizabeth April. We haven't looked at her in a while, though. Maybe we should. I think I actually took her off my bingo thing. There, she's saved again. We could return to her sometime soon.
Disaster was.
That's true. He does say he's good at martial
So
arts.
extraterrestrial civilizations, however, have held on to this secret, and they have been waiting for the current solar event that we are going through right now in order to reveal it, and they are revealing it. So this goes by all kinds of names. People are calling it the solar flash event, the 5D shift, the 3D, 5D Earth split. The reality is, again, scientifically, we are going through a huge solar event. The energy of the sun has been very...
Jessica Davis says, to be fair, there's a bunch of videos showing weird glitches in the Matrix type thing. You know those videos are fake, right? There's not glitches in the Matrix. The world is a real place. There's not glitches. That's not a thing. If you see a video that shows that, it's a fake video.
Strong this year. It's been much stronger than was predicted. And we have other evidence, like we have the elites have programs to block out the sun. They wouldn't be doing that if the sun wasn't a threat to them. They know this is coming. So ET civilizations have held this secret.
No, I don't think Jessica's a conspiracy theorist.
For 13,000 years, waiting for this current time in order to reveal how to have unlimited power. The elites' UFO retrieval program, quote unquote, is a failed attempt to recover this knowledge. So, what you might not have heard is that the current war between the human elite military and the ETs has been going on for 13,000 years.
You know, I hadn't noticed.
13,000 years ago, according to ETs and humans were friendly and interacted. In fact, they teamed up to do things like build the pyramids and other very powerful...
Ashley says, I stumbled across this on Instagram today. Apparently some people think the biblical Leviathan is resting between South America and Antarctica. Oh, God. And it just stays still the whole time.
Powerful spiritual...
Yeah, aliens did it on the bingo card.
Technological things on this planet. And so this knowledge was well known among humans. It was no secret. But what happened during the flood event is spiritually and physically the elites were disconnected from higher frequency knowledge, and they lost all of the knowledge, and they distorted it, they forgot it, and they have been trying for 13,000 years to recover it. And that's what the UFO retrieval program is. Now human beings have technology almost on a par. You've never seen this as you drive your gasoline powered car. But there is technology that is almost on a par with extraterrestrials. If you were to see both technologies working, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, which is why the majority of UFOs are human created, not extraterrestrial.
Hey, Cripplepunk.
And so they are now trying to get that knowledge back, and they think by shooting down ETs and taking the ships and imprisoning and torturing and experimenting on the ETs that they're somehow going to get the knowledge back. But that's because they just don't understand. So the UFO retrieval program is actually a UFO shoot them down and then retrieve them and reverse engineer them program. Let's keep going. So the Matrix mind control PSYOP is the elite's distorted misunderstanding
PSYOP on the bingo card
of this secret. So I'm calling it the Matrix mind control PSYOP, but it's been going on for 13,000 years, and it's been getting more and more powerful and more sophisticated and more widespread. And it started with religion, and then it turned into, there's a reason why all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 10,000 years ago, the Sumerian civilization erupts out of nowhere. And we go,
there's a variety of factors that went into like the Indus River Valley civilizations and why they came to be. It's not just random. I don't think anyone said it was random.
10 minutes before they were hunter-gatherer cavemen, and then all of a sudden they figured out how to use the wheel and how to farm and how to build massive cities. And
it didn't happen over the course of a year.
Do all kinds of other things. No, this knowledge was already there. They were just picking themselves up and dusting themselves off and toweling themselves off from the flood event. And so, one of the things I want to challenge people on, people think that because we've been told that the Sumerian tablets are the oldest in the world, that therefore they must be telling you the truth. Again,
I don't think any historian has ever found a document and said, yep, whatever is in this document is 100% the truth. Every document has a perspective.
Books written by humans. Human beings lie, especially when they have empires to control. The Sumerian tablets...
Yeah, we'll go with racist disbelief of historical achievement on the bingo card, sure.
...were written by priests of the emperors of those cities, and so it has propaganda in there, just like it's no difference. Those tablets are no different than turning on MSNBC. That was the MSNBC of that day. It was.
Credit Cuttlefish, thanks for 44 months at tier 2, says, as the Lord said to Moses, keep taking the tablets. Steve with a Q says, everyone knows the Sumerians predated the invention of lying.
Propaganda. So if you think you're going to get your understanding about truth, spiritual or otherwise, from Sumerian tablets, might as well just turn on CNN and just believe everything you're told. I mean, seriously, wake up. It's incredibly childish to simply believe, well, this is a really old tablet, so it must be true.
No one believes that. What? Like, no historian does that. Why is he assuming that that's the lens through which most people are reading ancient texts? The primary readers of ancient texts are historians. They're very aware that everyone has a bias and that propaganda to some extent has existed through all of human history. What?
But, it's going to come out. But there is written information that is far older than the Sumerian tablets, and those things are going to be unearthed and discovered very soon. And people are going to find out Either they're going to find out what I'm saying is the truth, or we're going to find out that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But in any case,
I wonder which one it is.
We seem to be going in that direction. I just interviewed a guy who's unearthing artifacts from Mexico that go back, according to him, the scientific tests come back 20,000 years. And they all talk about this same Atlantean worldwide world civilization. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, that's probably enough of him for today. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, so wait, E. Nazir may not have sold shitty copper? My whole world just turned upside down. Wouldn't that be funny if the copper was fine, and his reputation is just for all time that he sold shitty copper? Just a Karen back in the day, putting up a fucking clay tablet with their, like, 1-star review. Oh.
Grand Rising family, beloved
hey, main
chosen
captain.
ones. You're the only ones who would be listening, truly, or people who have chosen ones in their families. But so I released a video on, how the anointing on the chosen one is on all the family, and I got so much feedback from the chosen one, so many questions, so much of the same anger, pain.
Oh yeah, she uses crazy filters in every single video, like way overdone, which is crazy to me because I've seen Dr. Mumby without the filter. She looks fine. She looks like normal. With this filter, she looks insane.
Appointment, being targeted for no reason.
She looks like a wraith.
Being the black sheep of the family just because you're honest. In families where honesty is a crime. Just having it rough. Like you were always targeted from when you...
Who's this? This is Dr. Mumby. She's been running a show for a long time. The last couple of years she started doing these, like, vertical videos with filters, but she's been putting out a bunch of nonsense for years.
A baby, either by teachers, by family members, just by society in general, by preachers and priests, for those of us who went through that system. And
Phyllis Filler says, with the filter, she looks snatched, and by that I mean recently abducted.
And it's because
what does it look like when you get abducted?
You've always known who you are. But that's all. All they can do is know who you are. Frustrate you, make you angry, make you, lose it, make you want to self-medicate, make you want to just be reckless with your life. That's all they can do, is irritate you, play mind games with you, try and mind control you, try and just hit you hard in your emotions so that you never rise up to be who you're meant to be. Because you see, everything in your life is already decided. Your destiny, your cosmic family, your spiritual family, the powers you've come in with, your lifeline, your bloodline, your ancestors, all of those things are permanent. The only thing that can be changed is your emotions. And the thing is, if they get to your emotions, then they get to your destiny.
She's trying to sound so deep.
But that's the only thing they can touch. And that has a lot with the reason why they keep us at such a low vibration, so that, it puts us off our normal high vibes, more sophisticated mental thinking, more sophisticated realities, but it just keeps us here. That's why they make...
Low vibration, this is hard to explain because it's so esoteric and, like, non-specific. It's kind of hard to define. But basically, conspiracy theorists use the term vibration because they think that the emotional spectrum has a frequency. So they think that, like, sadness, anger, negative emotions, or what they would consider negative emotions, have a low vibration, and that's an energetic state that is bad for you. Conversely, they believe that if you are happy and, like, feel good emotions, by their definition, you are operating at a high vibrational level. It's a whole thing. Gamergy with a 33-month streak says, 33-month, the Freemason number on the same week I get my legal name change court date. Freemasons are enacting the transgender for everybody agenda clearly. Congrats on the name change.
They push hunger on us, push fear. Fear is the biggest one, because this messes with our emotions and puts us in the wrong or lower frequency or vibration. And so this whole thing has never been about destroying you. It has been about trying to harm you so that you destroy yourself, trying to mess with you mentally so that you self-destruct, trying to mess with you emotionally so that you destroy your family, your legacy, and your own destiny, so that you do something so crazy or your vibration is so low that it allows something or
Probably don't blame your actions on other people. If you do something crazy, that's on you.
Brings in something because of your wobbly mindset and negative mindset, something so crazy that it literally...
You think she's a bit stressed? Who isn't?
It puts you on another timeline where for you to meet your destiny, it would literally be a miracle. Well, let's see if we can make that miracle happen. Welcome to the New World family. As I said, my name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki.
We know your name.
And I am because we are quite a few, a chosen one's guide.
People who consider themselves, like, light beings, chosen ones, star seeds, indigo children, scare the shit out of me. It's such a delusional level of self-importance, I don't know what to do with it. Gamergy with 50 bits says, it's not my fault I ate all the cookies. I was possessed by the cookie monster spirit and it consumed me, much like my body consumed the cookies. That's fair. That happens.
And should I say high priestess? Or modomogo, meaning wise woman?
See you, Jessica.
So, allow me to guide you out of your hell on earth and into your destined path, sending you so much love in the so-called 2026.
The so-called 2026. It's whatever year we decide it is collectively.
This new year.
It's arbitrary.
Hold firm, be mentally strong, stand in the conviction that what you see life to be, what you know life to be, what you feel your life is becoming, the greatness of the life that is unfolding for you is a must. And keep those emotions steady. As I said, let's have a Chosen One conference, a Chosen Ones conference next year. That's the vibe I'm on. And if no BS, please. No BS, but if you'd like to be a part of this, of putting the conference together, this is just something I'm feeling spiritually led to do. You know,
just say you want to do a conference.
Somewhere where we can sit.
Doesn't have to be spiritual. Not everything has to be spiritual. Sometimes you just want to do a conference. That's fine.
We can commune about our experiences. We can have a few great teachers tell us a thing or two. We can network with each other because, you know, we're all highly skilled, highly valuable beings. We can heal over and understand why certain things happen to us. So if you would like to give me ideas, hit me up. Or also partner with me on this, hit me up, mumbi.saraki@gmail.com.
Jesus. She needs some help. Let's see what else we have.
I want you to get together. Hello, everyone. So another Tuesday, another coffee, another random rumination, a bit of a diatribe of mine, just talking about the current thing and what I've noticed in the news over the past week. Now, I know I'm late to the game with this one. I apologise. This was about a week ago, this story broke, give or take. But it's better late than never, and I think this is very relevant to the little season peeps out there who are following my work for that particular topic. So,
this guy believes that, I think he believes that the second coming of Jesus already happened or something, and we're all living in, like, hell. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's something weird like that.
Let's just look at the article. Let's just get straight into it, because this is just wacky and wild. And I've got a few theories and ideas about what this is all about. And, I think we can have a bit of a discussion about this. So, as you can see, something odd happened recently. So this is from CBS News, and it says, North Texas resident on edge after Ring doorbell camera captures devil at the door. Well, doesn't that sound ominous? So reading on, it says, a North Texas homeowner is on edge after a person recently showed up at her home's door wearing a disturbing mask and holding a sign in reference to the biblical end times. It happened on the night of January the 18th in Carrollton, about 20 miles north of Dallas. The person was wearing a red goat mask and holding a sign with the Bible verse Revelation 21 through
Did someone make this with AI?
15.
It kind of looks a little AI-y to me.
Something police are now monitoring, and here's a spooky picture through a fisheye ring doorbell of a man wearing a goat Baphomet red devil mask with Revelation 20 verses 1 through 15 on there. The Carrollton resident gave details to CBS Texas about what happened. My husband and I had gone out to dinner, and we stopped off at a store to pick up a Powerball ticket, and I was waiting in the car for him, and my ring notification went off, she said. She said she saw a masked person in her driveway. The person walked through the side yard to her front door, and the person popped up on the video with a goat mask on, and they were approaching my door. She noticed the person pretended to knock and holding a sign with a Bible verse on it. It's about the end times, she said. It's about Judgment Day. I freaked out. I couldn't even think of anything. She said she called Carrollton police, but
how do you know this isn't a Christian trying to warn you about the end times? It just seems weird that she's assuming that the person is, like, satanic. I guess they're wearing a goat mask, but I don't know. Puka, thanks for 62 months.
Person had already left.
She's the victim of a prank. Yeah, probably.
Local police said a report was filed, but they found no crime had occurred, and they're currently monitoring the situation. It's really scary, neighbor Gloria Jones said. I'm not aware of anything like this ever happening, and I hope they catch him. So it says here...
He didn't do anything illegal.
It's gained traction on social
media. Like, even if you catch him, what are they going to do? You rang a doorbell. I don't know. It's not illegal.
And most people from the post are saying something like, I'd have just shot the guy. Or it's probably just...
People are doing great.
The prank, And that's pretty much the end of the article. So there we go, guys. Spooky stuff. Pretty creepy. And the only reason this is relevant to us is because of the particular passage he's holding up. And the timing of this is extremely strange from our point of view.
Is it? I feel like you would have said that at any point.
Little corner here in the internet of this fringe theory of a fringe theory about where we are in the biblical timeline. For this to have happened is odd. And also, perhaps, I'm theorizing, done on purpose. I think perhaps maybe this was a message for us.
They did. Oh no! Oh no! He thinks the message was for him! Oh god! Oh no! That's a level of delusion that actually concerns me for him.
And the media, nothing gets on that box in the corner of the living room. Nothing is broadcast on the or put into a form of programming unless it's meant to be there. Unless they want you to see it. Unless it's there to send
this is extreme paranoia
message of some kind, either to the initiated or to the profane masses in some way, in a subliminal predictive programming psyop sense, you know. So the only way I could interpret this is, I think, guys, they know that we know where we are on the biblical timeline. I think they know we've figured it out. Because most people, and as even the woman quoting that article, or should I say misquoting in that article, she was saying it's about the end times and judgment day. No, it's not. It's actually not. That passage has nothing to do with tribulation and Armageddon and that particular judgment day that was coming upon Jerusalem. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's specifically about the very end of the story after the millennial reign of Christ, in which Satan is released for a little season to deceive all the nations, to gather an army together, to go and make war with what's called the camp of saints and the beloved city. And only after that, at the end of Revelation 20, does it talk about judgment coming down from heaven, burning up the army. Then everybody, the living and the dead, standing before God for the final great white throne judgment at the end of time.
You ever wonder what's the craziest thing you believe that you don't realize is crazy? Because I think we found this guy's thing.
Just before the new heaven and earth. But most people aren't thinking about that. Most people think that's a future event way off in the distance because we're still waiting for Christ to return for tribulation. And I assume this woman who's making this statement assumed the passage was about the coming tribulation, because that's where most people today believe we are. But that passage is very, very specific, and it can't just be taken out of context. And the only reason I can see anybody right now in the media would be holding up that particular passage is not only a nod and a wink to the masses of them, you know, telling the truth, telling the masses, guys, you're in the little season right now. You're at this point in Revelation. You all think you're in like Revelations chapter 13 through 16. No, you're not. You're not anywhere near that. You're in Revelations 20. We're way past all that. Jesus already came back. He's already reigned for 1,000 years. You're in the little season of Satan now. And that's what he was telling people with that. But no one's going to know that unless they bother to actually look up the verse.
He is reading so far into this. I'm so scared for him.
Most people are going to take it at face value and assume, oh, it's just some random verse about the end times, you know. Move on, get on with life. So not only does it work for that purpose, that's theory number one, they are telling the masses the truth to karmically absolve themselves of any responsibility. It's like, well, we told you, you know, we put the guy with the mask with the sign out on the news, and it's kind of, you're the one who didn't bother to read what Revelation 20 actually said, so, you know, it's on you now. There's that.
When exactly in the 2,000 years did Jesus return? I don't know his exact timeline, but I know he believes in a lot of the Tartaria stuff, but instead of believing it's Tartaria, he believes it's from Jesus's reign.
More likely, I think it's a message to us. I think it's their way of saying, we know you know, we're on to you. Like we've noticed this growing culture online of people realizing the timeline, and we're aware of it, and we know. So what are they going to do? Because they don't really want people to figure out the truth. They still have their agenda. They still want to roll out the end times narrative, you know, of tribulation coming upon us and Christ returning and all that kind of stuff. So they have to try and get people back into that and stop learning this stuff. So this seems like damage control as well, to a minor level. I think it's kind of like...
There's a link to TV tropes, everyone in Satan is hell. Some moral guardians are so paranoid that they'll attack the most ridiculous things or will attack them in the most ridiculous ways possible. It's not just your English teacher who would always find hidden meanings in events the most straightforward text. If you believe the moral guardians, half of the things you read and watch are secretly filled with satanic and immoral messages. Yeah, this probably fits. Oh, shoot, where'd he go?
Well, I can imagine the Illuminati board meeting right now. People.
Illuminati on the bingo card?
My internet trolls have come back to me and reported that they know. So soon? What do you mean they know? What are we going to do about this? Do you have any plans? Now, settle down, people. Look, we all knew this day was coming. Yeah, that's true. They don't go to the short season for nothing. But, I've gathered you all here because you are the best and brightest of my team. And I know together we can come up with a dastardly scheme.
Is that supposed to be a reptilian?
To put these people back in their place and get the masses back on the tribulation timeline. So, any ideas? Here's looking at you, Israel.
Oh, Jesus.
Sir, if I may. Ah, yes, Legacy Media represented today by CBS. What do you have for me? Well, sir, I too have been following this.
We'll go over for that one because we know he's using Israel as a stand-in for the entire Jewish population. Overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card.
Very small but growing trend, and it does seem that if we don't do something soon, this is going to snowball into a full mass awakening of the truth of where we are in the timeline. However, how
popular media is evil, that's more specific programs. Of course, he thinks like networks are controlled propaganda. Basically, every conspiracy theorist does. And to an extent, it is propaganda from the perspective of the owners of the network, whatever their particular political leanings are, show up in the reporting. So,
ever. I did come up with an idea, and I think you're going to like this one. Go on, spill it. What is it? Well, what if we make them look like lunatic, cringe Satanists if they discuss Revelation 20? Ooh, I like it, a smear campaign. But how?
What's this symbol? This is a Freemason symbol.
How are we going to do this? This seems like a tall order, because these are Christians after all. Well, sir, if you'd like to look at the screen right behind you, I've already taken matters into my own hands.
No, the top hat guy is supposed to be the Illuminati. There's a Star of David character.
Ah. You've done it again, you
That had the body language of a prank, to be honest.
Son
A
of a
nervous kid doing a prank.
bitch. Well, I didn't earn this eye logo for nothing, sir. So there you have it. That's the plan, really. It's try and make us look as stupid as possible, as ridiculous as possible, as Anton LaVey cringe Satanist as possible. So anybody who's talking about Revelation 20 is just a lunatic Satanist going around wearing masks, scaring people. It reminds me very much of the 2016 clown sighting hysteria that kicked off. Where people were walking around wearing clown masks, scaring the crap out of people on street corners and the corner of parks, standing menacingly with a balloon or a knife or something, And even then I knew that's on the news for a reason. That means something. The clown is clearly a symbol to the occultists who own all this media. What's the message? And for those who don't know, well, I wrote a book about that message. Here it is. The Nephilim look like clowns. They were telling the people about the spiritual implications of the clown costume. They were showing the masses the truth. And maybe perhaps hinting that the Nephilim maybe are returning.
He thinks we get what clowns look like and the idea of clowns from basically demons. So he thinks that clownery is demonic, or at least mimicking demonic stuff. Gitara says, the Book of Paul says none of these things. Paul, Jello'd be his name, never made any predictions about the end times. In fact, you're a heretic if you believe the gelatinous one would ever ordain the world to end in the first place. That belief is just as valid as whatever this nonsense is.
Some capacity or something. I don't know, but everything's an occult symbol to these people. So I have to read between the lines, and I have to look at this event of this guy holding the sign and think, this isn't just some
You missed the clown panic? Yeah, that was a thing for a while.
Real event with some
It was annoying.
Guys going out there for the lols, trolling away, just trying to scare people, talking about spooky Revelation stuff while wearing a creepy mask, and that's all it is. No, it got on the news. It became a report that they wanted people to see because they want you to see it. It means something. So it can either mean a message to the occult, the initiated, that, I don't know, we're finally... The end is actually around the corner, guys. Get ready. We're coming to the end of Revelation 2015 right now. We're going to get our army. We're going to go to war with the Camp of Saints any second. It could be a message to the initiated. It could be a message.
He thinks the Camp of Saints is in the North Pole, by the way.
Message to us to rile us up and creep us out. It could be We know you know, guys. We know. It could be something like that. Or it could be that.
I can't give a duck says there's this guy in hospital. He swallowed loads of Scrabble tiles. Doctors say he's experiencing really weird vowel movements, and the next one could spell disaster. Apparently he's in consonant pain, too, poor bloke. They say he might even have a nasty case of irritable bowel syndrome. You used vowel already.
That whole...
Pretty good otherwise.
Externalization of the hierarchy, predictively programming.
Camp of Saints, isn't that a neo-Nazi thing? I genuinely don't know. I know it's a biblical thing, I think, or at least it is a thing that certain Christians believe. It wouldn't surprise me if neo-Nazis used that for something, but I've not heard it.
The people, soft disclosure type of...
What's the poster in the background? Nephilim are clowns? Yeah, that's the book he wrote. He wrote a book.
Event. Now the masses have been told about Revelations 20 through 15. It's up to them to go and read it now, but we're going to let them know the truth before we implicate our plan. To, like I said, karmically absolve ourselves of any responsibility for their inaction. Something like that. But that last one, which is usually the most common conspiracy theorists go to answer for why they do these things, that latter explanation has never really sat right with me. It just seems convoluted. And
I think he actually wrote it. I could be wrong. I haven't read it, so I don't know if it's AI, but I think he wrote it long enough ago that it's really possible he actually wrote it.
Over the top and too much. I think this case, personally, I'm going to err on the side of this is, they're talking to us. They're sending a message to those who have been researching about the little season of Satan, who have been, for the past 3 years, joining and being a part of a rapidly growing community of people online who are seeing through the futurist doctrine for the absolute mental gymnastic nonsense that it actually is, and are finally realizing where we are on the biblical timeline. And quite in perfect timely fashion, this has happened. Now, there is that final theory that has to be said. This could just be one of us, one of our little seasoned bros out there who's been researching this topic for a while with us and getting in on the community, you know, who's gone out there and taken the initiative to try and spread the message themselves in this weird, odd, creepy way. And inadvertently helped them in some way, kind of spread this truth in the ways I'm talking about in this deceptive way.
Bittergrin says the Camp of Saints is also a French novel about France being destroyed by immigrants, popular in neo-Nazi circles. Ah, that's the book, I assume, that was being referenced earlier.
Maybe it's actually a guy who had good intentions and just wanted to get people to realize we were in Revelation 20, and this shock tactic was his best method to try and get that message out there. Maybe that is always a possibility. So there's various possibilities. I'm going to take the wacky, crazy conspiracy theorist route on this because that's what I do, and I'm going to go with they're talking to us, guys. They're sending us a message. They're saying, we know you know. And I'm saying, we know you know that we know, you know. I'm passing it back to them in that respect. So there you go, guys. Just a quick...
It's so interesting that in his head, if there was actually a secret Illuminati that was trying to keep this all secret, why is he still alive? They're all powerful in his head, right? They literally work for Satan. Why would they be playing a game with you? They would just disappear you. Like, what are you talking about?
Commentary on that particular event. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of this stuff happening now that this theory is snowballing out of control, shall we say. It's kind of a that which has been seen cannot be unseen situation when you research the little season theory. And I think a lot of people are falling away from the churchianity futurist doctrine, looking for answers elsewhere, and reading their Bibles literally, and taking the words of Jesus at face value rather than adding layers of interpretation over them, and assuming Jesus told the truth when he said he was coming back in their lifetimes, and that it wouldn't be 2,000 years, but he was coming quickly. And we, the people of that day, needed to prepare then for sudden destruction and tribulation and judgment.
Accidentally based for turning away from the church? I'm going to say no, because he didn't do it for any anti-religious reasons. He just believes a crazier doctrine than the church.
To come upon
so I'm going to say no.
Not us, 2,000 years later. And the only way we can recontextualize and take Jesus at his word, rather than make him a liar, is to understand that he did tell the truth. And that means tribulation did happen in his time. And he did establish a millennial kingdom that lasted 1,000 years with the resurrected saints. And that must have happened at some point in our past. And we can only work backwards from there. Because I do not want to make Jesus Christ a liar. As far as I'm concerned, he must have told the truth. The lie must be in man-made history, not the words of Jesus. So that's where we're working from.
Why do you trust that the words of Jesus that are written in the Bible are the actual words of Jesus? You know what I mean? That's interesting to me, because Jesus didn't write anything down. So you're trusting that the human beings that wrote the Bible and then edited the Bible over the centuries all continued to do the exact same thing that had the truth value of Jesus's words? I don't know.
That's where we're working backwards from, and we're figuring it out, and more answers.
Yeah, we can do a bingo check.
Just keep coming our way, more evidences just keep piling up. This theory is not going away. It's just going to get bigger. And now that even the media is getting on board and acknowledging what we're saying.
No, they're not. In no way were you acknowledged. That's your takeaway from this?
To muddy the waters, to confuse matters, to lead people astray, to make it more difficult for us, but also to let us know that they know. So thanks for listening, guys. And as always, God bless.
Sheesh. All right, let's take a look at the bingo card real quick. Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal. The Matrix. What do you think we had spurious symbology for? We'll go word salad for that Nepo baby shit. That's fine. Doesn't understand architecture. Racist disbelief of historical achievements. PSYOP. Vibes-based conspiracy for Mumby. Overt anti-Semitism. Aliens did it. Yep, thank you. Anything else? Thought the doorbell prank was a message from the Illuminati. Sounds spurious to me. That's not a symbol, though. Symbology isn't a thing that happens. It's a symbol. It's interpreting symbols, not events. Let's see what else we have. Oh, God. Okay.
Hello, my friends. Welcome, all of you, star seeds, light workers, and wanderers to this amazing session. And today, I have channeled the Pleiadians who have answered questions that are very interesting. Some of the questions were sent to me by many of you through email. And the first question which I have asked is about, why is Trump interested in owning Greenland? This was a very interesting question which I have asked, and it also is not just related with geopolitics.
He already gave up on that, by the way. When did he post this? Yesterday? I guess he maybe already filmed this by the time they made some sort of stupid deal where the United States is basically in the same position they were after burning bridges with countless allies.
Or whatever.
Again.
But it's
yes, he looks green because he's in front of a green screen, and the green screen is reflecting on him.
Related with something greater, which has been revealed. And also, you know, there has been a situation wherein many people are predicting that February 18, there will be a big earthquake in California. So I've asked about the truth behind this, and whether it is true that there will be an earthquake or not has been revealed. So specifically for the people of California, just listen to the message and understand what has been said. I've also asked about, there is recently a video...
Yeah, this is the Pleiadian guy.
...released by Jeremy Corbell, who is a UFO researcher. He has released a video wherein a fighter jet pilot from the US military, I guess, has revealed information of an encounter with a UFO which appears similar to a white glass-shaped figure, which looks like, it has some kind of portal within it. So this was a very interesting revelation, and the truth has been revealed in the session about what it is and where it is from and how does it work by the Pleiadians. And also, my friends, there is a question. Many people were asking me, like people talk about the 7 densities of consciousness, but how come there are 12 densities? Many people, they talk about 12
dimensions beyond our own on the bingo card.
12 dimensions, right? So the difference has been revealed by the Pleiadians in this session. And also, my friends, I have released many different channeling sessions throughout the week regarding various topics on my Patreon. If you want to join my Patreon community, the link is on the screen as well as on the description. Where
this guy has 100,000 subscribers, by the way. Life sucks.
We also do meditations, and I have around 750 plus different channeling sessions which you can access and enjoy. A big thank you to all of you from my heart for those who like the video, because it helps it to reach to others who need this information. And with that being said, my friends, enjoy the session.
We are the Pleiadians now in communications through this channel at this time and space. And we, the Pleiadians, shall now answer and address the various patterns of the queries that are in order presented today through this instrument's inner heart at this timeline. Furthermore, we shall now address and answer the query that is presented. Firstly, discernment is advised regarding why does the entity
See, you don't even need AI. You can just make up nonsense on your own.
Want Greenland. We must state that, firstly, remember to not be distracted by the personality. Personalities are masks. Look instead at the energy currents moving through power structures of your planet. Greenland is not merely ice. Ice is a keeper of memory. Beneath frozen lands lie libraries not of books, but of frequency, crystalline grids, ancient technologies, and dormant agreements made long before your present civilizations learned.
One sec. There's someone at the door.
To name themselves, these are not alien bases in the sense your movies portray, but resonance points where Earth's grid interfaces with stellar intelligences. Indeed, some of these intelligences are extraterrestrials, and yes, many of them are you. Understand this. When Earth enters a cycle of accelerated awakening, power-driven systems instinctively move to control the nodes. Greenland is one such node. Antarctica is another. The
Nerdy Valkyrie with 500 bits, thank you very much, says, I saw a VOD that you're struggling to think of a new tip goal, and I have an ultimate idea. Make the next tip goal bring back Pissmas, then once it's done, you make it ban Pissmas again, and then you just do that back and forth as a loop. Let the lovers and haters of Pissmas fight it out and earn you money. I think that's funny, but no. Pissmas is banned. It's gone.
Arctic ring is a ground around the planet's head regulating magnetic flow, consciousness, bandwidth, and timelines. The one you call Trump is not consciously seeking extraterrestrial entities. He is responding to impulses placed within the collective fields, nudges from factions that understand fragments of the old knowledge but lack the heart to hold it wisely. There are groups on your planet who know that as the ice melts, physically and symbolically, what
The ice is going to symbolically melt.
was hidden
Words, he does words real good.
will no longer consent to secrecy. Old treaties dissolve, old technologies awaken, only for those whose nervous systems can carry them without domination. Therefore, the question is not why does the entity Trump want Greenland? The deeper question is, why is Greenland calling attention now? Because Earth is reclaiming herself, because the guardians of frequency are disengaging from...
Okay, that's enough. I think we get it.
We know that dolphins and whales are intelligent, but how intelligent are they? Some believe that they are of equal intelligence to humans. Others believe that they are far more intelligent. Lacking hands with opposable fingers and thumbs, or alternative manipulative appendages, they are physically incapable of developing tools and technology. Nevertheless, their behavior demonstrates a creative, self-aware mind at work. They may serve as an indication that high intelligence is not always accompanied by technology.
Anonymous with a $10 tip says, I work at the second worst location of the worst company in my industry. I interviewed at a better place, which went well. Now I'm just waiting, so I need a job blessing to give me a sense of agency. I can't cope with a universe beyond my control. I send my job blessings. I hope you get it. I really do. I know stuff is stressful.
Some believe that dolphins and whales can communicate telepathically, and while analyzing their actual noises and sounds using something called information theory, their language or languages have been shown to be highly intricate and possibly second only to human communication in terms of complexity on Earth. I personally think that it's nothing more than human hubris to automatically believe that us and everything we do is far superior to everything else on the planet.
I'll be back in 1 sec. I gotta check something. Sorry about that. Someone collecting signatures for, petitions for some initiatives in Michigan, like a wealth tax and some other stuff.
Upon studying the social aspects of dolphins, you'll
I signed, obviously.
find that they are dependent on interaction for hunting, mating, warning others of danger, defending themselves, and traveling, and much more. Studies show that dolphins learn how to communicate over time with the help of their pod, kind of like humans with the help of parents and society. With all that said, let's look at some of the media items that brought this video about. I was watching Cocoon with my girlfriend last night. just to rehash because I haven't seen it in like 20 years. Anyway, I noticed that dolphins were always present when the UFOs were present.
Why does he trust dolphin scientists but not space ones? It's always selective trust based on what they want to believe. That's how conspiracy theorists and writ large humans are. We're less skeptical of evidence or of claims that fit what we already believe.
It got me thinking about what other sci-fi movies they may be in. Off the top of my head, I could only
Johnny Mnemonic.
Think of a few instances where I've seen whales and dolphins in
Star Trek 4
sci-fi movies. We'll start with Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home, where there's this alien probe attempting to contact now extinct humpback whales. The crew travel to Earth's past to find whales who can answer the probe's call.
What you're hearing is recorded whale song. It is sung by the male. He'll sing anywhere from 6 to as long as 30 minutes and then start again. In the ocean, the other whales will pick up the song and pass it on. The songs change every year, and we still don't know what...
A little concerned about this clip. Spock mind melds with it, you get it. Or he's just showing tons of clips. I've seen the movie.
Awesome. There's a cyborg dolphin in Johnny Mnemonic, which is pretty awesome.
Again, just showing so many clips from movies.
Another BBC movie is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and there's also a show on BBC from the 80s where dolphins, knowing the impending doom of the planet Earth, leave a message or sing a message for humans saying,
"So long and thanks for all the fish,"
before flying out of the ocean and leaving the world. There is also a sperm whale that's called into existence above the planet Magrathea. All around weird movie. The dolphins are the second most intelligent species on Earth according to the film. And what's the first?
Mice.
Mice. Alright, anyway. This flick reminded me of a game I used to play as a kid called Echo the Dolphin. I mean, I was about 8 years old when it came out and my mom hooked it up. At the beginning of the game, all the dolphins get sucked up out of the ocean. Then Echo travels through time and through all sorts of stuff and eventually gets on an alien ship to save the dolphins.
I've never played Echo. Looks fun, though.
But what a creative game. I mean, Echo goes through Atlantis, goes back to prehistoric times. There's even a reboot of Echo on the Dreamcast that was just beautiful. Hell, it's been 15 years since. I'd really like to see a new one. It's pretty incredible, and what games should be like in my opinion. What else do we have? There's a really great book from 1983 called Startide Rising by David Brin. It takes place about 500 years from now, and it's about alien wars and dolphins that have been uplifted and now crew a spaceship. Here's a book written in 1992. It takes place in 2015. A dolphin researcher with a dubious motive removes the communication barrier between humans and delphines and transforms them into cybernetic weapons of destruction.
I didn't know that, Harold Ebbleman.
And here we have Illuminatus Trilogy. It features a dolphin named Howard who is from the Delphian Secret Society. That's worth checking out. There's a...
Stone Corbell says, this video is just some sci-fi media has dolphins in it. That's pretty cool, right? What's the point? It's a vibes-based conspiracy. It's just like, isn't this weird? Does this make you paranoid and come up with your own theories? Some videos are like that. They're just kind of meant to like spike people's paranoia and then they go off on their own and think about stuff.
There's even an audiobook. As long as humans have been around, we've had a great affinity for whales and dolphins. It doesn't seem like it now because we're quickly killing them off. There's been many instances where whales and dolphins have protected and helped humans, especially dolphins. Aside from the protective qualities, they have the gift of healing, not only themselves but others. This is known by some ordinary people and professionals alike. Even just listening to dolphins and whales seems to break up negative energy and boosts endorphin levels. Besides gifts of healing and protection, dolphins provide a wealth of spiritual messages for us.
Do they?
Just by observing their natural behavior, we can gain insight into improving our spiritual nature. They are
Wait, how? What?
naturally joyful and playful. They demonstrate that one does not need to take life so seriously, and when life needs to be taken seriously, they demonstrate just how important community actually is. They come to each other's aid when they are sick. In a similar fashion, they encircle mothers when they're giving birth for protection. There's a thing to be learned from these creatures about cooperation
Miss
and connection
Quilanius says dolphins jack off, don't they? Glass houses, Miss Quilanius.
with others.
Glass houses.
Dolphins and whales are truly unique, and as they become more rare, some of the raw beauty of the world disappears. One day, for good. I don't really know why I made this video, but I hope that somebody enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Let's see what else we have. Oh, it's the reptilian guy, I think.
Got an approaching buzz. Here he comes. Headed for a direct overhead. This is gang stalk.
Doesn't understand their problem is alienation under capitalism. No kidding. Honestly, I think I've talked about this when I came back from the mental hospital, but you know what one of the nicest things about the mental hospital was? It was like a little community of people who all were like... How do I explain this? Real quick, let me read this and then I'll explain it. Peep Lord says, one time my ex and I were swimming where some tour boats chum the water for dolphins, so naturally we were chasing them to take pics. Suddenly a pod of dolphins swam over us and one of them pooped on her. Oh, gross. No, but like in the mental hospital, it's a small community of people. You see everyone every day. You're gonna see these people every day you're there. It's like a little community where people help each other and are kind to each other because they know they're the only other people around. I think in society, things have gotten so big, there's so many people, we just take other people for granted, and we're rude, and we don't care about each other, and it sucks feeling alienated from everyone around you, and just for a little bit being able to feel like you know some people, and that you depend on each other, and that you're in a similar situation. It feels really nice. Kinda wish I could go back sometimes.
For uploading reptilian shapeshifter movies to YouTube, and a common tactic is to get you as you're crossing the street, so that your hands are full of something else. But look at the, here's where I'm standing. Look at the direct overhead. Why? That's the question. Why? That's a military black helicopter.
Hi, Drake.
And the activity is high. I'm getting dues. So directed energy weapons. I feel like this nausea, weird feeling out of nowhere. Has nothing.
Why are there 2 diarrhea switches? Wait, what? The reptilians on the bingo card. The reptilians are controlling your bowel movements, and both sides of the slider are diarrhea. Yes, uses AI on the bingo card. Jesus Christ.
Do with what I eat, or how late I stay up. I had plenty of sleep last night. And that looks like your typical black military chopper that you get on occasion. Reptilian military government for exposing the fact that they have a whole system in place, which I've actually shown in a dream. A demon showed me that they've got this dream I had. It shows humans being wrapped up in plastic and on this roll, just being wrapped up like an assembly line. And we were told about this too from that guy in the Penana Gun Day channel, talking about the mermaids, how they have it's a whole factory. There's this machine that sucks the blood out of humans, and they put it in barrels, and that's their food.
Peeplord says, I have Crohn's. You did this to me, you lizard bitch. You hit me with the diarrhea switch. I didn't. Other reptilians did. You can't blame me for the actions of my brothers and sisters in scales.
Those people in there that you think you're protecting, they are killing the children. They have been doing it for hundreds of years.
Satanic scum!
Over 100,000 children went missing in the UK alone last year. Did you hear about all them? No, it gets buried. Where do you think they go? In there.
Believe sci-fi technology exists on the bingo card. You know what? Yeah, the diarrhea ray. That's sci-fi technology.
And all the other estates, crown estates, satanic cults take the children. They send people out with shopping lists, and you can see it up in the ante now. Your white vans, your black vans with your blacked out windows. You will see it. They are snatching children off the street. Why isn't it on mainstream media every single night? Why?
Because your interpretation of those statistics are incorrect. The vast majority of missing children are found very soon, and when there is actually some sort of kidnapping happening, most of the time it's the non-custodial parent or another family member. The idea of, like, stranger danger, random people stealing children off the street does not happen nearly as often as these people think it does. Not to say it never happens, but it's not this, like, epidemic that they act as though it is when they look at the numbers.
Why is there a cover-up?
The national toll per year is in the thousands every year. Kids die violently because of this.
The kind of individuals involved are down the line, almost in every instance, in the cases I've investigated, men who are very powerful, usually very wealthy, and usually administrate control over a large number of people.
It's closely attached to the major financial, commercial, industrial...
All right, I'm going to skip to when he's talking again.
I had sat down in one of the... Kid, aren't you?
My finding.
Peeplord, statistically, the kids do be getting snatched by the president of Puerto Rico and her friends. I'm not familiar with the story behind that.
So, it's my finding that the world is designed to torture souls. Okay, that's why God put Satan, the tormentor, and his tormentor fallen
Reporting in car on the bingo card.
In charge. On the very topic of being tormented daily, and that's what all this is about. This is a must and scary watch. It's from this channel called Beyond the Veil, and it says what Loosh really looks like. This is one of the most interesting videos on Loosh I have ever seen. So don't be...
Loosh, they believe, is an energy that aliens are harvesting from human beings, and they get it by causing misery. So basically, this is a, like, teleological explanation for the problem of evil. They're saying evil happens and people are miserable because someone, in particular, reptilians, is causing the suffering in order to get stuff out of it, this Loosh that they've imagined.
Be too surprised when...
Yes, like Monsters, Inc.
And the trouble that you expect arises. But,
Loosh, L-O-O-S-H.
I was, just listening, once again, to Nick Fuentes, and...
oh, God, I hate this man.
I'm pretty much done, is all I can say. He comes on, first thing he talks about, once again, is the fact that Candace Owens is a nutball because she's talking about conspiracy theories now, Project Looking Glass. Like, that's the most wild and crazy thing that he says he feels justified.
He spelled it L-U-Z. That's not how I've normally seen it spelled by conspiracy theorists. Maybe he spells it that way, but that's not how I've seen it spelled by others.
Saying, oh yeah, Candace Owens is a complete nut. Well, I've been listening to Candace Owens for a while now, and I can tell you, she is not a nut. She is not incompetent like...
And if you can trust anyone on who's a nut or not, it's the guy that believes in reptilians with diarrhea rays. Peep Lord says, and what do these aliens do with this sploosh they've milked? Eat it, I guess? It's like an energy. They absorb it.
Says, and she's definitely not stupid. So that's just so fundamentally wrong for him to say about someone who's a fellow Catholic. I mean, not even just fellow Christian, which is the most important thing, but even someone of his own denomination. But okay, forget that. I mean, just
you're not allowed to talk ill of people in your religion now.
Agree with somebody or not, but I mean,
or disagree with them.
I've been listening to her, and I can say that. Look, I'm not like 100% Candace Owens gung ho, but I find her interesting enough to check in on regularly and see what she's talking about. And she is very competent, very smart, and very courageous, in my opinion. And like I said, I was pissed about the way she treated Nick Fuentes in that interview, and I don't think that's right. But on the other hand, that doesn't mean you throw out the baby with the bathwater. A lot of her work exposing...
Okay, I don't want to hear about Nick Fuentes, I'm going to be honest, so let me see if there's anything else or if we're going to call it a night. Alright, I think I do have to call it. I'm not feeling very good. I need to try and eat again. If you missed earlier, it's been like a week since I've been eating okay. I've lost like 12 pounds. I need to lose weight, but like this is too fast and I feel terrible. I feel like I'm going to pass out sometimes. So I need to try and eat. Let's see who we're going to raid on Twitch. Love you too, Mr. Blast. All right. Have a good night, everyone. I work tomorrow, so I probably won't see you, but I will see you the next day. So I'll see you then. Have a good night. We'll raid cast next time that we're both live. All right, see ya.